Hello, friends. Welcome to my lecture on Indo-Pak relation. India's neighbor, Pakistan, we will do in this video. India and Pakistan are two neighboring countries, and before that, they were one country. They were India. Both were India, that is Bharat. But while leaving India, Britishers on August 15, 1947 partitioned India into two countries. One became Pakistan and other remained India. Pakistan basically, while was formed, it was formed in the name of a religion, so it became religiously fundamentalist. Indo-Pak relations, if we talk about, it is basically based on distrust and hatred, basically border problems, religious problems, internal problems, and role of other foreign powers are very important. So we will do it in detail. Let us first try to understand strategic position of India and Pakistan and some problems. As above me, this is Indo-Pak flag hosting, Indo-Pak relations. First of all, Sir Creek problem. It is the area which is working as a line of control between India and Pakistan international border, and it is not a small strip of water, but it holds immense economic significance for both India and Pakistan. So issue of border problem is here. This is a Sir Creek international border between India and Pakistan, right? So this is one of the problem. Then we have Kashmir problem, Pak occupied Kashmir, line of control, and then we also have here the territory that was ceded to China by Pakistan in 1963. This is also one of the problem. And then we have same line of control problems, Karakoram Pass, where it has been making, China has been making road has made in fact, and Indo-Pak border problem and Kashmir issue. This has been a problem. So the reason of tension between India and Pakistan, if we talk about, India and Pakistan wars are the series of conflict that took place between India and Pakistan and termed as India-Pakistan war. And if we talk about, the most violent outbreak came in 1947-48, then 1965, 1971, and 1999. The reason of these conflicts are border disputes, Kashmir problem, water dispute, and terror. Now, you can see that this is how the Pakistan and India map is clearly seen, right? So initially, when India was divided, this portion was given to Pakistan, and it was called West Pakistan, and this portion was also given, it was East Pakistan. This problem of Kashmir, where some problem happened, and it is majority, in Kashmir is of Muslim, and but Maharaja of Kashmir had a treaty with India, and so there was accession treaty. So those after that, it started creating, problems in relationship. So it was in the beginning partition, partition 1947-48. This remained this, but this was the situation of the map, if you talk about. But later when we moved, right, and it can be said the real map of partition of British India, Pakistan, and India. And this border disputes created so many conflict between India and Pakistan. So timeline of have been like this. If you talk about 1940 to 50, India and Pakistan got independent from British, right, in 47. Here, then first Kashmir war begins here, right? In tribal dress, Pakistani attacked India. Then, if you talk about 1960 to 70, here again we had a problem. The problem of here you can check it out. This was first major war between India and Pakistan. Then 1970 to 80, we had 1970 war Indo-Pakistan, where Bangladesh becomes an independent country here. And then we have 1974 India-Pakistan made a nuclear test, and this created also a drift in the relationship. Then 1980 to 1990 Kashmir insurgency begins. 89, it was the beginning of insurgency, terrorism in Kashmir. So 1998 again, India made a Pokhran nuclear test, and Pakistan Shanghai nuclear test. India adopts a no first use policy. Pakistan also did that. And then 99 Kargil war. It is timeline how dispute took place. Then 2001 terrorist attack on parliament, and 2007 Samjhauta Express bombing was done, right? Then 2019 here Pulwama attack, and before that 2008 Mumbai attack was also there. So these are the timeline that we see between these two countries' relationship, a bone of contentions. These wars or these issues and incidents, right, brought so relationship between two countries are made the relationship so this timeline is quite important. Students should read it, write it carefully. Then we have timeline of India-Pakistan's. Here India-Pak War 1947, then 1965 India-Pak War 1971, Siachen conflict 1984, then Kargil War 1999, attack on Parliament 2001, and then we have 26/11 Mumbai attack 2008. Then we have surgical strike 2016. This was after the attack on Uri army camp. Then Balakot strikes 2009, and Article 370 revoked in Kashmir. So this also made a strained relationship, right? So Kashmir and Srinagar and just the Jammu Kashmir area remained a center of basically problem, and China has been supporting Pakistan in all the issues. So India and China's relationship remained tensed due to these issues. Hopefully, overview is clear about the Indo-Pak relationship. Let's see that in India and Pakistan relationships and try to understand the reasons of this strained, this enmity, right? Try to understand why this enmity is there between the two countries, two arch rival, which are considered once one or brothers, now the arch rivals, right? So India and Pakistan relationships started first in the beginning. It was that tension was over Junagadh and Hyderabad. Basically, this tension is known as tension in the beginning. Junagadh and Hyderabad had Muslim rulers, but the population was non-Muslims, and they wanted to merge these two states into Pakistan. But these two princely states were within the boundary of India, so it was not safe for India. The merger of these two states into Pakistan was not ever in the interest of India, and so this was merged in India, and Pakistan strongly opposed this. That led to tension between India and Pakistan. Then we have problem of Kashmir. It has been a big problem. The ruler was not Muslim, though the majority population was Muslim. It was Hindu ruler and Maharaja Hari Singh. So he wanted to keep country or state Azad or independent from Pakistan and India, but situation became different, and it had to sign a treaty with India, or that is known as accession treaty, and India merged Kashmir with it. Pakistan is not ready to accept it still, and Pakistan demands that holding of plebiscite in Kashmir so that Kashmir people may decide what it wants. Right. So these next further we move, we see that after these major tensions, there were many pacts between India and Pakistan to avoid unfriendly or enemy's relationship. First was done in 1950. It was between Nehru and Liaquat, known as Nehru-Liaquat Pact. Then it was done in Nehru-Noon, known as Nehru-Noon Pact, between Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Pakistan, India's Prime Minister, and Pakistan's Prime Minister, Mr. Feroz Khan Noon. Then Sindhu Water Treaty was done in 1960. Right. So it was about river water dispute, which is also known as Indus Water Treaty. So next, what happened? It was a run of Kutch Dispute. Run of Kutch Dispute, basically Kutch area, right? And it was in 1965. And in 1965, Pakistan attacked Kutch area of India. A ceasefire came into force with the intervention of British Prime Minister only, and Kutch agreement was held. And so under this agreement, the three-member tribunal was set up to resolve Run Kutch disputes, and which gave its award on February 19, 1968, and which was accepted by the countries. Then we have Indo-Pak War, right? Indo-Pak War of 1965, and then we have Tashkent Agreement. Tashkent Agreement was very important agreement in Tashkent, right? City of Russia. It was done after the Indo-Pak War, and with the effort of Soviet leaders. This agreement is known as Tashkent Agreement. Under this agreement, India gave back the Pakistan territory occupied by it during the war. It was proof of efforts for establishing good relations with Pakistan by India, but Pakistan never, never got under this sort of agreement, or always remain in unfriendly manner with India, though India returned its territory. Indo-Pak War 1971 was one of the other issue when Sheikh Mujibur Rahman established independent Bangladesh. Because of certain problems, India helped in creation of Bangladesh. This is also one of the major bone of contention between the relationship, right? Then Indo-Pak Joint Committee was set up in 1981. Shimla Agreement. Encouragement to terrorism by Pakistan is also one of the major problem between the relationship India and Pakistan. Extremism, right, is also one of the problem. Then Lahore Declaration in 1999. Kargil War took place. That was a major war after many years between India and Pakistan. Then proxy war of Pakistan against India is still going on. Agra summit was held. Then Fidaying attack on Indian Parliament and recall of Indian High Commissioner from Pakistan was done in 2001. Then Indian Prime Minister again tried to make peace initiatives and fresh moves to improve ties in October 2003. Ceasefire along line of control in 2003 and restoration of air and rail link in 2004. Mutual dialogue to resolve Kashmir issue. Under UPA government, bus service was started. Then joint mechanism to combat terrorism was set up in 2006. Terrorist attack on Mumbai 2008, and India-Pak agreed to open Kartarpur corridor in 2008. Uri attack 2016 and Pulwama attack 2019. These were the major incidents in Indo-Pak relation that created wide gap between the relationship, and still there is enmity between the two, and they don't trust each other. International arena also, Pakistan has been opposing India's major challenges and major demands. Even UN Security Council permanent seat also. So this has been the factor responsible. The video is getting long, so I would like to stop this video here, and we'll make the second video of it so that it is easy for you to understand. The things so far I have explained is the major issues and the factors between India and Pakistan's relations and effort tried to improve those. Now the factor responsible for tension between India and Pakistan we will do in detail the next video. So hopefully you would write the main points, and thank you. Take care. Bye bye. God bless.